So if you are struggling to land clients, I mean high ticket clients, or you're selling a program, you're selling an offer, maybe it could be a low ticket cost, and you're struggling to land clients as a coach, a consultant, or an expert online, this video is for you. My name is Toby, and I help coaches, consultants, and experts scale to $10,000 or $20,000 per month. All right. So now, the problem with getting clients is that it's harder than before, right? So I remember getting into the coaching space, working for my first coach back in 2020, and we were killing it, right? We would do a webinar. We used to have like 40% conversion, right? It was because it was relatively new here in my country and maybe to the whole world, because everyone was home as at that time. So it was relatively new. The coaching industry was just popping up, and everybody was just getting to know about the coaching industry, and it was relatively easy to land clients, right? So, and that was 2020, 2020, 2021. But now we're in 2025. The game has changed. The problem I see a lot of time is that people are still trying to sell like it's 2020. So you're still running webinars like it's 2020. You're still posting content like it's 2020. And the worst part is the content part, because like everybody and their grandmother is online trying to create content now. And then you, as a new coach or a new consultant, you have a service, and then you're also getting online to the space, and a lot of people are telling you to create content, that's how you are going to get clients. But then you start creating content, you start posting content, and then nothing's happening. I've been there before. It sucks, right? Posting content every day, trying to be consistent, and sometimes you get tired, because when you are creating content and there's no reward, you get tired, you give up, right? So people start creating content, post consistently for a while, give up, relax. They call it strategizing, whatever name you want to call it, and then come back, try again, and you relapse, right? So the strategy I'm going to share here, they don't, you can't skip the work though. It's still hard in 2025 to get people to pay you, right? But the strategy I'm going to share are probably things that you already have, right? So, and this is for you, if you want to do this fast, you want to do this in the next 30 days, right? These things are things that you already have that you can just start doing with less work, right? My whole mantra when I'm helping people, when I'm helping coaches, is that you can actually do things with less work, trying to make things as simple as possible. I'm kind of a lazy person, so I don't like work. I like working smart, doing things easy, like finding ways to do things easier and getting the same results as someone who is hustling. Okay. So the strategy I'm going to share here are possibly things that you already know before, but you're not just doing. But I'm going to try to explain more so you get the concept. And the first thing I want to attack is before we are going to you are doing it now, is content, right? It's content. So you're going to start from here. So here's the thing about content. Content is a long-term game. You can't, if you want to start creating content, you have to think about long-term, because once you start creating content, what you're saying is that you're ready to build your personal brand. But how can we make this content work faster? And when it comes to, you need to understand your funnel also, right? Your funnel goes this way, right? This is your top of the funnel, your middle of the funnel, and your bottom of the funnel, right? Top of the funnel. And content plays a big role here, right? Content plays a big role here, because everything that we do to get clients, content is involved. Now, what most people don't do, and what I see few people do is to mix this content with running ads. Right, so what a lot of people do is try to be content creators. If you are a coach, you don't have any business trying to be a content creator. Leave content creation for content creators. Now, the mistake I see a lot of people do most times when they want to create content, when they want to start their content creation journey, is to try to make things perfect. Oh, I must get the perfect light. I must get the editing must be on point and everything. And now they are not trying to be content creators instead of just being coach. You are a coach, so you don't need all of this work trying to create content like content creators, trying to create content like video editors, except that's what you are teaching. Like, so if you are teaching video editing, like you are an editor and you want to teach people how to edit their videos, how to come up with eye-catching, definitely you have to edit your own video. You have to look like what you want to sell. But if your work is just to help parents navigate like the puberty age of their children, you don't need to spend hours trying to do all of these content things, right? What I advise is to go have a strategy for your content, right? And know like the frameworks that work. Like go to your industry or go to your niche, look for creators who are doing the same thing you are doing and look at their strategy. Don't look at the visuals, don't look at the sparking things, the shiny objects. Like look at the strategy. How are they talking? What are their hooks like? What are they talking about? And also you have to understand the problem that your audience have, because that's even the most important thing. You have to understand your audience to a T. Maybe I'll talk about niching down and focus going deep into people's problem in another video. But here we're talking about content, right? So you have no business trying to be a content creator, right? And that's where ads come in, right? Because now you don't have to wait for the algorithm to fill in your top of the funnel. You can just simply buy traffic and send them straight to your top of the funnel, right? Can buy traffic and send them straight to your top of the funnel. Now, where a lot of mistake happen is the middle of the funnel. Because when someone gets to know you, what next? Now they've seen you through your content. Now the middle of the funnel is where you give maximum value. Now there is a stat, I can't remember, I don't have any reference now, that people must spend 7 hours with you to trust you, right? 7 hours. So what you need to think about is that how are you making people spend 7 hours with you? Definitely is not with short form content, because short form content are like 90 seconds videos or 60 seconds videos, or even if you are posting carousels. Now it's a lot harder for people to binge watch your short form content than they watching a 7 hours video in a stretch. I think that it's a lot easier to have long form videos than short form videos. Like people binge watching your long form videos than short form videos. And again, long form videos, they go deeper than your short form videos, right? So what you want to do in your middle of the funnel is to deliver maximum value in the shortest time as possible. Now, because it takes time for someone to convert from being just a regular stranger into becoming someone who is now willing to buy. But you can shorten that time with content, with valuable content that you post. Right. So most times when I'm doing this for clients, our middle of the funnel is usually webinars, right? And webinars or long form videos. Right. And why webinars? Webinars, we can do 1 hour webinar, we can do 2 hours webinars. And webinar is bringing people, you're bringing people to a place, right? You're gathering them together and actually giving them value for an hour straight. If it takes someone 7 hours to buy something from you and you've done a 1 hour webinar, right? That's 6 hours gone. Now they have 6 hours more to spend with you, right? Or your long form videos. If you are creating long form videos and people are actually watching that long form video, now they are familiarizing themselves with you. They're getting to know who you are. They're getting to know that you can solve their problem. You're talking about their problem. Now they are getting to know, like, and trust you, right? So that's how you shorten that time, right? And then your bottom of the funnel. So bottom of the funnel is actually calling them up for an offer, which isn't straight. It's just all about your closing, right? How good are you in your closing? I might make another video on this soon, right? Drop like, if you want me to talk about closing, how to close prospects on calls, how to qualify them, right? Please drop that. Drop a comment. Drop something in the comment section. All right. So now, what we want to do to get our next 3 clients is to understand how the funnel works, right? So if content is going to be our top of the funnel, we're running ads, and then we are bringing them to a middle of the funnel, and then we're closing them, right? Another thing that you want to look into is also outbound. Right, outbound marketing. And for me, outbound marketing is not about cold DMing or like cold messaging, right? For me, I do warm outbound marketing. That is, like, I message people who have interacted with me before, right? I don't reach out to people who don't know me before. Just send them, like, cold emailing is it's more of a game of numbers, and I don't like. There's no really concrete strategies towards it. You just have to keep testing, keep messaging people. Some messages, they don't even see your messages a lot of times, so it's just a game of numbers. But what's better is doing what I call outbound marketing. Outbound marketing is texting people or reaching out to people who have already, like, they've already come to you, they're already in your funnel, then you can reach out to them, right? So what we are going to do is to first of all define who our audience is, right? Define the target audience, right? So we want to define the target audience. Now, you want to pick one target audience, just one target audience. And why is this? A lot of us, we have the messiah mentality. We want to serve a lot of people at the same time because we have, like, skills, especially if you are an expert. Experts I've worked with, they have 10 years of experience, 15 years of experience, 17 years of experience, and there's just a lot of things that they can do. But if you want to get a client, or you want to get 3 to 4 clients in the next 30 days, you can serve one client and you can serve one target audience and get that same results, right? So you want to pick a target audience that you can offer something valuable to, right? So once we define the one target audience, we want to define one problem, right? One problem. And the problem, what value can we offer, right? What value can we offer? And I have a formula for value. And the last one is offer. Okay. Also, these as a formula, right? So these are as a formula. And so this is pretty easy to understand. This is your target audience. Choose your target audience. Pick one. For example, if you are an HR professional, I actually have someone I'm working in this niche. So, like, in HR, there are so many aspects of HR, right? So it could be labor relations, it could be talent acquisition, it could be employment standards and things like that. So pick one out of this, right? and you say, okay, say we're serving these people, and if you use your formula for value, you also be able to like know the kind of people that you help. So we'll go into the formula for value and the formula for offers, and then the problem is pretty simple. Like what are the challenges that are facing, right? Let's just define value, and then you can. So this is value, right? So formula for value, value, like that in giving value, there are like basically four things. Number one is pain, right, which is like also the problem, right? And number two is your proof. Number four is your process and purchasing power, right? So I'm going to explain this one by one so you understand. So first is pain. Like, is there a real pain? Okay, remember we're trying to sell some things to we're trying to sell something and we want to sell it fast, right? So how we're going to be able to sell it fast is actually focusing on the pain, right? So is there a real pain, and how painful is it? Like, there are pains that you can live with, and there are pains that you can't live without. Like, if let's say someone is in a desert and like for 3 days they've not been able to drink water, at the first sight of water, how much do you think they can pay to drink water, to buy your water? Let's say you're the first person that they see that has water. How much do you think they will pay you to, and what's that level of pain? That level of pain is pretty high. So you want to look for pain that is pretty high, because that's the person you can offer the most value to. And then proof. Like, your proof is simply like your experience, or it's simply your experience. What experiences do you have? Like, because we need to turn it to stories that we can tell, right? So your proof, and then your process is your unique process. Now it has to be unique, because these people, they've tried things before, right? Someone that is trying to break free of let's say an addiction, they've tried so many things before. It's a bleeding neck problem, and they've tried so many things before. So what will make them, what will kind of make them know that your process is the solution? Because if your process is like every other people's process online, like if you are saying the same thing Coach B that they have tried is saying, they are not going to jump on your offer. So you need to frame it in a way that makes it different. And you need to frame it in a way that makes it different, like your signature framework. You need to add few things to it that makes it different. Like sure, it might be the same process, right? But you need to add few things to it that makes it different. Maybe your personality, the approach to it, the lens that they are viewing it from, and things like that. And then the purchasing power, like how will people actually pay for it? Like, how much are people willing to pay for this? And that's how you define value, right? So this is very, very important. And now we'll move to like offers, right? There's things, right? So there are a few things also that must be in place to come up with an offer that people will actually buy, right? There are a few things that must, like, in order to create offers that buy, like that people buy, like, and then if you have read $100 million offer by Alex Hormozi, you understand this better, right? So there are a few things that actually make people buy. Number one is like, is there a desired outcome, right? So outcome, this must be clear, right? It must be clear. You can't just say, I help people grow. I help people navigate life challenges. The specificity must be there. Like, what exactly are you doing? Like, what exactly is the desired outcome? For example, for me, the desired outcome for every coach that I work with is that we are able to make $10,000 to $20,000 in pure profits every month, right? that's the desired outcome of the target audience I'm speaking to right now, right? So this desired outcome must be clear. So in terms of, most times, in terms of numbers, in terms of like what they are able to do, in terms of what they are able to feel. For example, like let's say your own industry cannot be monetized. Let's say it's about maybe trauma coach or things like that. How specifically are they going to feel like after taking your, like you can be so precise with it as much as possible. Like what is their dream life like? What is their dream outcome like? What after it's solved, what are they experiencing? And you want to bring people into this experience and explain it in a way that you're bringing people into this experience, and this is their desired outcome. And number two is sacrifice, right? So what do they have to sacrifice to get this desired outcome? What do they have to sacrifice to get this desired outcome? For me, when I'm working with coaches, I'm going to use myself as an example, and some of the coaches I've worked with as examples. So for me, what you are going to be sacrificing is that you're going to be cutting all those offers that I've created. So let's say I was working with a coach recently that had crazy amount of followers, but for some reason they were not getting clients. And what they had to sacrifice was that, because when I when I started working with them, and I checked their funnel, and I noticed that they had over 15 offers, 15 different offers that they offer, like 15 different offers. Now we had to cut everything down and to just one, and we cut down the lead magnets. We had all the lead magnets because they had like a lot of lead magnets. I don't want to exaggerate. They had a lot of lead magnets. We had to cut it down. So what are they going to be sacrificing to achieve this? And like, if it's about like you're in the weight loss industry now, like what they will have to sacrifice might be the food, and sometimes you want to play like the devil's advocate, right? Because people who are looking to lose weight, they don't want to really sacrifice what they enjoy doing. They don't want to sacrifice the food that they enjoy doing. And that's why you see that coaches that are being successful, in the weight loss industry, they are like, you don't have to cut this down, you don't have to go to the gym every day. So you are reducing the sacrifice as much as possible. So you want to reduce the sacrifice as much as possible. So for example, there was a coach that was helping, like he helps people break free from masturbation. And one of the sacrifices that a lot of people would say you should do, that don't go to clubs and everything, right? And when we're creating the offers, one of the things I added is you don't have to stop going to club, you don't have to stop your normal life, you don't even have to stop masturbating right now, right? So we want to cut down the offers as much as possible. Another thing that is very important here is the time frame, right? How long does it take to get to this desired outcome? How long does it take to get this desired outcome? And you want to make it as short as possible, right? You want to make it as short as possible. Let's say if you can cut down. I'm going to use the example of masturbation. If you can stop masturbating in the next 7 days, and someone that promises, okay, you stop masturbating, let's say 90 days, I would rather go for quick fixes. People like quick fixes. People like it to happen fast, and they will pay a premium for it to happen fast, right? So you need to find a way to cut down the time frame. So what you need to cut down the time frame, you need to decide that and then cut out the time frame. For example, mine is 90 days, right? So 90 days, we are able to set up that framework that helps you to make $20,000 per month, right? Maybe from zero, or from maybe $2,000, $5,000. So that's very, very important. And the next part to creating an irresistible offer is, what's your guarantee? Like, how likely is this going to happen? Like, how sure are you it's still going to happen? And this also ties back to the proof when we are determining value, right? So if you can guarantee me that it's going to happen, right, within that time frame, I'm willing to pay you more money, right? And people really pay for guaranteed results. People will pay premium for guaranteed results. Right, so now let's talk about actually building your offer and how you are going to distribute your offer to get clients. All right, so now that we understand our target audience, we understand the problem, we've now defined value, and we know that we can deliver value, and then we now know the offer. It's time to like come up with your pitch. And for pitch, I usually keep it simple, right? So it's usually the dream outcome, time frame, and then I just put the sacrifice, and then the guarantee. Right, so usually it sound like I will help you make, or I'll help you to eat $10 to $20,000 per month in pure profit within 90 days without doing cold email marketing or complicated sales funnels. And if you don't get that result, I'll return all your money back. It's as simple as that. So you can come up with your pitch with this framework. So the dream outcome, the time frame. So maybe I'll help you to lose 8 or 20 kg. I don't know the within this particular time frame. The particular time frame, 30 days, something realistic. No, sir.
Where are your people?
No, I'm shooting. All right. So let's say you sell weight loss, right? So dream outcome, help you to lose 30 kg within time frame, let's say in 7 days, without sacrificing, without going to the gym, sign up for a gym membership, or stopping the food, your usual diet, right? And if you don't get your money back, I'll work with you till you lose 30 kg. So as simple as that. Now you have your offer. Now let's talk about distribution, right? Because this bit is very, very important. Now, distribution, because it's one thing to actually create the offer, it's another thing to actually know where to send it. So now for distribution, you have to ask yourself, where are your target audience? Right? Where are they situated? Right? So where, right? And most times, very, 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 my first client, right, was seated right in my contact list, right? So where you would like to first of all look out for is your contact list. So who is in your contact list that can be your ideal audience, right? So, and sometimes like they don't even have to directly be the people that you want to serve. Let's say there's nobody in your contact list right now that are people that like you want to serve. They could have a connection, right? They could have a connection. So look for people in your contact list that could have a connection, right, into these people that you want to serve, right? So first thing first that you want to look out for is your contact list. So your WhatsApp, your Facebook, or your Facebook friends. Go to your Facebook friends, start screening their profiles one by one, to screen their profiles one by one, and looking at their bios to see people that might have connection to the people that you want to serve. And you just want to send them a message and say, hey, this is what I'm doing now, so and so, this is my offer. If you know anybody that wants to solve this problem, please contact me, send me their contact so I can reach out to them. As simple as that. Then secondly, you want to go back to your past clients, right? You want to go back to your past clients, right? So your past clients are people that you have worked with and deliver results for them, and then you just want to ask them if they'll be interested, right? So you just want to send it to them, or ask for a call and ask if they will be interested. As simple as that. Or you want to ask for a referral if they know someone also. So these are pretty obvious ones. Another one is your social media, right? So you can create content around it and post it online, and then not just post online and also boost it with ads. So for me, if you are creating an offer, I would say you should create like a lead magnet first when you're doing content, right? So lead magnet. So you can think of something like a guide. Let's use the weight loss for example, right? So a guide will be like something like how to lose, or how I. So you could use your experience, from our definition of value. So you can use your experience and say how I lost 30 kg in 7 days, full roadmap, right? Like maybe like a roadmap or something, yeah. And you can do a lead magnet on this, right? When people get this lead magnet, now you want to qualify them, right? You don't just want anybody. You don't want to put name and email. Right? For this lead magnet, you want to qualify them. You want to ask more questions, and you could do this after delivering the lead magnet or before delivering the lead magnets. For some of my clients, what we do is to have like a Tally page. So Tally is an app that you can go check it online. Tally is just like a Google. Is that just like Google Form? Just like a more of a fancier Google Form, and the Google Form is, we usually do like an assessment. Is that like, no, I didn't need to delete this. So we usually do like an assessment instead of, so in that assessment we ask them questions, and at the end of the assessment we give them a particular result, right? And that way we're able to get information, and anybody that's like that we think that we can help, we now send them a message, or the call to action at the end of the assessment is to book a call, and we reach out to them. We do that's warm outreach that I said. So like I said, we don't do cold outreach, we do warm outreach. All right. Another thing that you could even do your usual lead magnet and ask for name and email. Then at the end of the name and email, the thank you, you don't take them to a thank you page. Instead of taking them to a thank you page, take them to a redirection page where you now ask them questions and tell them you can like have a bonus on top of this. So what I used to do is like a free guide plus masterclass, right? So a free guide plus masterclass. So when they get this free guide, to access this masterclass, I'll need some information from them. So in the Tally link, in Tally you can include a video, right? If you want me to do a video about Tally, let me know. So in Tally you can include a video in that Tally form that will deliver the free masterclass, and that way you're just able to qualify people, and you're not just getting leads, but you're not just getting names and emails and just sending emails hoping that they will respond, but you're actually getting details, right? And when you are sending emails, you know these people, they need my help, and you're able to tailor your message or your email to the exact problem and pinpoint, right? So I would practically do this for 30 days straight and get my results, right? Until I get my results, right? So most times the problem is most people are not consistent with marketing, right? So they try for 3 days and they give up, right? Or you want to, like my mentor taught me that don't change anything in your offer until 100,000 people, right, have seen it, right? Don't change anything in your offer, right? For me, I broke it down. If 1,000 people have seen it, right? If 1,000 people have seen it, we can be able to gauge like 1,000 of the your right audience or your target audience, right? If 1,000 people have seen it, you can be able to gauge if it's actually working with the conversion rate. Okay, so basically that's it. I hope you got value from this video. If you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. I intend to do videos like this every week to just come and teach what I know, what I've helped my clients with. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe to this channel. And also, if you want me, I am a team to do this for you, like you want like a done for you service, there will be a link in the comment section, description, right? There will be a link in the description and also in the comment section to book a free call with me. And the free call, I'm not hoping to sell you, but if you want our service, you can definitely open. So it's a 30 minutes free zero sales pitch roadmap call, where we actually outline like a roadmap for you to follow to get to $10,000 to $20,000 per month in your coaching business. So if you need that done for you service, or you need that coaching, click the link in the description and we'll see you inside. See you next week.